record on this. Okay, so good afternoon, evening, Team Diamond Runners. My name is Renata Garcia. My CID number is 297001. And today I'm going to do a quick and easy overview of Canva. Canva is an extremely strong graphic design program that's very user-friendly and could be so useful in our businesses, whether it's for our recognition posts or our regular social media. There's just so much you can do with it. And I'd like to just give you guys a little overview and maybe take away a little bit of the Canva fear, because it's really quite a simple program once you kind of get yourself into it. So I'm going to share my screen right now. I'm going to be sharing my desktop. If anybody cannot see this swirl of colors, let me know. But this is pretty much, you should be seeing my regular desktop at this point. And then I'm going to go into Chrome. Canva works with Chrome, Firefox, Google, whatever browser you are using. I haven't had a problem with any browsers because I have a Mac at home, I have PC at work, and I go back and forth with Canva. So basically, this is just my Facebook page. I am going to go into the Canva home page, which is canva.com. I've put the link in the chat just so that everybody has it if they want to click along. So canva.com, it is a free app, which does have premium features, meaning you can use almost everything that we need in our business for free. Or if you get really into it and you want to create different kinds of graphic material, you can pay, I believe it's $12, $13 a month or so. I find it worth that because I use it quite a bit. You guys are only going to see the graphics I create for paparazzi and for my personal use, but I do use it quite a bit for my day job at a college. So this is the basic screen that you come into, and it gives you suggestions of different types of designs that it can provide. And then it has the layout of your designs beneath it. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to go into show you a little bit of how you find, like if you had never used Canva before, you don't have your designs at the bottom. What do you want to do? I want to create a Facebook post. So you come here and it's going to give you suggestions on Facebook posts. All right. If you wanted to create a Facebook story, you type it in the search, and again, it gives you Facebook story layouts. And as you can see, the Facebook story layouts are more the portrait kind of shape versus a Facebook post, which they encourage to be a square. And the reason they're encouraging squares for Facebook posts now is because that way you can integrate them into Facebook and Instagram, which is strictly square. All right, so I'm going to go back to my home and I'm going to show you a couple of the designs that I think are most useful for us. And the very first one is those fabulous recognition posts, right? Everybody likes to be recognized when they hit their bronze, their silver golds, whether they're Crown Club 5, whether they're producers, etc. But if we leave it to our uplines to produce all of these, they'd be doing nothing but towards the end of the year, right? Because we're all hitting our ranks left and right. So it's always nice if you produce this and send it off to your upline. That way, first, you have the most fabulous picture because you picked it yourself. And secondly, again, it takes a little bit off of our uplines who are really busy taking care of us on a regular basis. Now, this is the one I did for my downline, Joanna, when she hit bronze. And you may be like, okay, where do I get all those fancy designs? Well, here it is. You're going to go into paparazzi. You're going to go into your profile. You're going to log in like you're going to shop. And instead, you're going to hit back office. Then you're going to hit, admit there. You're going to hit resources. Let me just make sure there's no one else jumping in. Hold on one second. Let me go back to Zoom. Oh, I just lost it. Stop share for a second. Nope, everybody's in. Okay, back to sharing. Sorry about that. So you hit resources, and that gives you all these kind of different things, which if you don't know where to find all this in the back office, that is critical. You should already know how to find all this information back here. You have your very important income disclosures, you have your forms, you have our compensation plan. Right here at almost the bottom is social media kit. So you click on that, and then you have your social media guidelines, and that just teaches you what you can and cannot do on social media. And then here is the actual kit. So you hit view. That is going to bring up these different categories, and I'll explain really quickly what these are. General is just that. They're general, different kinds of posts. Some of the more common ones, the happy birthdays, happy anniversaries, congratulations. Now that congratulations can be like someone on your team has a baby, anything you want to use congratulations for. Welcome to the team. Join me live and feed your $5 habit you should be using all the time to promote yourself. And then there's these great paparazzi approved social media graphics, like it's payday. So you should be posting it's payday every 20th of the month saying you just got your commission, or I'm hosting a Facebook party live. It's time for a giveaway. These are approved. Rather than trying to create things that are against compliance, you should really try to stick with these as much as possible. And I will show you how to make some of these look, aside from these pre-stocked ones, these others can be very you. They don't have to feel like they're just stock photos. So that's where you find these different resources. Melissa, if you could do me a favor, could you please message Jenny Batista to look for the link, because she's messaging me that she can't see me on Facebook Live. All right, so squirrel, just lost my train of thought. So that's where you find these. And if you wanted to use, for instance, this happy anniversary one, you would just hit this little down arrow thing and download it onto your computer. Okay. Then you come into Canva and you wanted to say, okay, I'm going to create a Facebook post. I'm going to use a blank one. And it's just going to give you this blank square. Then you come over here to your uploads, and you guys can all see this, correct? What I'm doing right now?
Yep.
Okay, great. So you come into your uploads. Now, if you already had the block that you wanted to use, you could just pull it. If you didn't, you come to upload media, and it would bring you to your desktop or to downloads, and you would upload the picture that you just downloaded from Paparazzi. To save time, I'm just going to use the one I had. Now, when you want this to be filled in all the way, you can move these little things all by yourself, or you can set images background. In this case, let's detach it because it's not going quite the right size. This one's going to need just a little bit of tweaking. And I'll show you how to fill in areas. Like if you don't want to cut too much more of this off, but you basically just play with it to try to fit it into the block. I'm going to center it, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to fill in that back color with black. So now it just made it fill in a little bit more, so you don't see those kind of breaks. See, you don't see the lines, the empty white space to the sides there. Now you got to work on what's going in the middle. When you do the same thing with uploading pictures. So if I wanted to put my team member Joanna in there, I would just upload her picture, and then I would put her in there. Now, this is a vertical portrait picture, and this is a rectangle horizontal picture. What are you going to do? You're going to work with that a little bit. You're going to try to get her about where you want her to be. Then you're going to expand it a little bit, bring it down a little bit, bring it a little bit over to the sides, admit, okay? And you just kind of tweak it until it gets in there. Now, obviously, what I want to capture is Joanna's beautiful face, not anything down here. So that's where I chose to center that picture on. But I could have centered, let's say she was showing off a piece of jewelry and that's really what we wanted to show, right? You can center it to anything you want. You just tweak with the picture. But as you can see, it's just a case of moving these little lines, right? On the corners, diagonally. Just that's all you really have to do. And right now you're probably saying to yourself, great, she's doing this on her computer. I don't generally have a computer accessible to me. Well, let's stop sharing for a second. And I'm going to screen share my phone. Let me just get that opened up. So this is a screen share of my actual phone. And as you can see, that's my Canva. And it's the same thing. You're basically just moving these elements around to where you want. Okay. When it gives you kind of those little arrows. Oh, this one's not going to give me the arrow. Hold on. Let me go back. Home. Sorry, I'm trying to do this on. Right, here's Joanna's thing. So again, I'm just tweaking the picture to make it fit inside of there. Okay, so it's the same concept whether you're using your desktop or you're using your phone. Canva works the same way, very easily. All right. So one of the questions that a lot of people have with the social media resources that Paparazzi gives us is what's an overlay versus a graphic. So here, these were graphics. These are kind of the blocks. Now you saw that picture I had of myself where it wasn't fitting into into the block. So instead I decided to use an overlay. So these overlays are basically a clear picture that goes on top of a picture. It lays over your picture. Okay, so if you pick, let's say, a view from my office, right? The background will be whatever your picture was. You can be at the beach, and then you just have this little piece that's going to be in the corner of your picture. And let me show you how those work. If I'm going too fast, please stop me. I know that sometimes I do. All right, let's go back to my home. I'm going to go to this picture. So I basically took a picture that I had in my uploads. This one here, okay, and I popped it in this square. And then I'm going to come and get that overlay. Let's get over the party diamond. Oh, a life of the party diamond. And you're just applying it over. And you kind of work around and see where it looks best. You know, obviously this is a very busy background, but if I had to pop it in this, this is where I would put it, right here. And you can put it anywhere, including on my face. But these are just, they're layers. You're basically applying layers. First, you apply the layer you want in the background, right? And then you apply the layer you want on top. So, sorry, this is confusing. So let's say I wanted to remove this back picture. I want to bring this forward so it stays on top of this other picture. Okay, so let's say I decided, oh, I'd rather have this picture, right? So what I did is I bring this to the back, this to the front. See how you can send it backward or you can send it forward so that you have, if you put this as the back layer, this is the front layer. And that's all you're doing with Canva is layering pieces on top of each other. So those are the recognition photos. But what else can you do that with Canva? Okay, well, Let's say you wanted, okay, here's a great example of something you might not have thought of to use Canva. So this is the Team Diamond Runners August bingo. And as I'm going through the month, I'm marking off the things that I completed with the flamingo. My business name is the Pink Diamond Flamingo. And I use flamingos for everything. So I came over here to elements and I searched the word flamingo, and it gave me all different kinds of flamingos I could use. Now, I have the paid version, let's remember that. If you go here to the to select free, it's going to show you only free flamingos that you don't have to pay for to use. All right. So you can go ahead and pick a flamingo, and there it is. It's added. I want to make it small enough to use as a bingo dabber. So now when the end of the month comes and I enter Jesse's contest, I can download this. I guess that you guys need to know that. So anything you've created, here's where you download it. If you are downloading a picture, something with no movement, you want either PNG or JPEG. That's what you really want to, these higher quality pictures. All right. If you are downloading a video, which I'll show you guys in a little bit, there are other options. There's MP4, which is a high quality video. That's a large file. And there's the GIF. So you can create your own GIFs. So let's show you guys a little bit of that. And Canva really is just about playing around with it and learn and seeing what it can do for you. So let me go back to home. Let me show you a couple more design things you might never have thought of on your own. A resume, okay? Nowadays, resumes are not just a bunch of words on a piece of paper. You need to stand out. So resumes have become very much more graphic. So if you were, wanting to create a resume because you're applying for a interior designer job, this is the type of resume you want. And you can just go in and edit just like you would a Word document, right? So that's a neat use of this. For paparazzi, our calendars. So you can do a simple calendar like this. So like, let's say you want to do your weekly calendar. You could say Monday, back to school day, Tuesday, tie-dye day, Wednesday, and the times of your lives. And then you would download it. Again, PNG if possible, if not JPEG, download it and then use it as your post on your page. Let's see. This is my calendar that I use. This is just a little more busy. It started as this one here, right here, where it says January recently used. That's how it started. And then I just edited the colors. I added all this information. A lot of this is unnecessary. I just have time on my hands sometimes. One good thing I always leave here is that shipping is slow. So to manage expectations when I have pre-orders, I have that in there. But again, it's as busy as you want or as simple as you want. You can simply have a page that looks like this and just put your lives, right? So you can put using your uploads, let's say, join me live. This is an overlay. Again, it's a clear picture, a clear design on top of where you just apply it and everything goes through except for the letters and wording, right? So let's see what else. And you guys can stop me and ask questions at any time. I'm probably overwhelming you if you're not used to this at all. So I am sorry. Videos. Canva now does videos. So if you see here, I have a video of a deer eating my hostas, and it's on a cell phone. Now, not very useful for paparazzi, but if I bring in a different video, I'm going to go back to my uploads. Let's see. I recorded that. Where's that video? Oh, right here, video. See, okay. So I recorded a video of myself. Let's say I was wearing a new release and I wanted to advertise it, right? I would be like, oh my God, look at these earrings. You need to have them, right? You can add the video in there, and then the post will look like you on a phone. You could edit these questions. You could edit all the words here. Okay. And you can add music. There is audio. If you look right here, there's a selection of free songs that you like, little tunes in the background. Okay. So that's what the video would look like when it was done. And again, when you go to download, now your choices are MP4 or GIF. So MP4 is a higher quality, but if it's just a simple post for Facebook, you don't need to have an MP4. You can just go with a GIF, and it's just as usable for our posts. We don't really need to have that big file saved. And you can name it whatever you want, like Q&A, so that you know what it is later on your desktop. So that's another option, is videos. Those are pretty much the basics we use Canva for as paparazzi consultants. But you can do things like this for my team. This is their tiers. If they hit certain tiers on for LOP, this is what they're getting from me as an upline. You have, again, the bingo. You have my regular weekly schedule. And then there's just posts in general, right? Let me see. So I have chickens, and occasionally I have eggs, lots of eggs. And I wanted to ask my customers, like, I have too many eggs. What do I do? Now, I don't really want their suggestions about my eggs, but I needed to have some, something to engage them that day. And I got tons of recipes from people for eggs. All I did was literally look up, let's see, I went on Google and I wrote too many eggs recipes. And I go to images, and I picked one of these images right here. And that's what I used. And I cut out this bottom piece right here when I posted it to my social media. So that's how you choose graphics to bring into Canva. I've got so many screens now open. Great. Let me close some of these. So now I need to hear from you guys. What do you want me to show you how to do? Somebody's got to have something they've tried to do before and they were just like, I have no idea how to do this. Help me out.
Does anybody have any questions at this point?
Yeah, so it is, right now I'm looking at the chat. So it is free, but you can, and you can download it on your phone. You can have it on your desktop. If you do decide, well, not on your desktop, on your browser. If you do decide you want more functionality, I did show you guys a little bit of how you can isolate the free items versus the paid items. So when you are in Canva, all you got to do is when you're searching through things, let's say you're creating a blank post, when you want to look at a photo, let's say you were trying to celebrate Christmas. You wanted pictures that had Christmas. You come over here to this little menu selection and you pick out free, and it'll show you just those things that are free to be used. But as you can see, there's lots of beautiful quality graphics that are free to use. Look at how pretty that is right there, right? So you could certainly do a social media post using that pretty picture right there. You would go this and then maybe put some text underneath, right? That said Christmas in July. Sorry. And this is how you change that text, right? You want to go up here, just like you're in Word, right? You want to make it smaller. Let's say you wanted it to be green or blue. You would decide which colors. Oh, and see this brand colors? These are the colors that I've designated as my brand colors. So this is the colors that were used on my business cards and so on. So you can store your brand colors in here. But also when you're looking, let's say you've got this here and you go to, sorry, my face is in my way here. I'm here and I want to edit this image. There's a lot of things you can do. You can see how you can just play with all of it, just like you do when you're editing a picture on your phone. You can do all kinds of, you can put some animation. So if you wanted that to tumble in or zoom in like that.
I have a quick
Right.
question. Do you
Sure.
do your business cards through this?
You can create them. I didn't. I'm gonna tell you honestly, I went to Etsy and I paid someone like $12 for a template of my business cards. Well, they did a whole paparazzi bundle, which was my business cards, my buy 12 get the 13th free punch card, my join paparazzi thing. There was like a logo for Facebook, the whole 9 yards were all created. Were like, you just sent them the information. You picked the design off of their page. You sent them the information, like your contact information, and they created it. So this right here, hold on, that's a bad picture. Where is it? All the way at the bottom should be. See, I do use this for personal stuff too. Where is it? Where's my business card? Yep, I've loaded all the paparazzi stuff in here, so I don't have to keep going into the back office to grab it. Oh, come on. Let me get rid of all this so I can show you guys. I did come across something with my business card. Where was it? Right here. So this is the design I selected. Where, because we're not supposed to use the actual paparazzi logo. So this doesn't actually have it. It just says paparazzi bling, just $5. So this is compliant. Has that I'm an independent consultant. So I didn't design all this. I literally just gave him what he needed to fill in these slots. And I always keep my official paparazzi website there. Even though I have a website called pinkdiamondflamingo.com. I keep the official one there because if for some reason I forget to pay GoDaddy and I get turned off, at least I'm always connected to this one.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Sometimes it just doesn't pay to reinvent the wheel. Like, because that package from Etsy came with so many things, it wasn't worth it to just spend a lot of time creating it and then getting just the right size graphics. Because if you're going to send it out to Vista Print or anything and you want them to look nice, you got to have good graphics. You know what I mean? Here's another good graphic that I just recently launched my Shopify store. So I really wanted to get people's attention. So I created this one and it was a template back here. It's similar to this one here that says interior styling. But you add the pictures to these devices. So I actually added what it looked like when people are on their phone or tablet versus when they're on their computer, if they're looking at the pinkdiamondflamingo.com. So these are just little pieces that you can move around. So again, it's just about layers, and you just kind of play with those layers until it looks like what you want it to look like. That's the great thing about Canva. You really can't mess anything up. Any other questions? I feel like I'm forgetting something, but basically square pictures on those rank, on the rank ones, like these square, if you're going to put a picture in there, try to take a picture already on the square setting on your phone. That makes it easier to, line up to this hole. If it's a picture that has extra background, like this one does, if there's a lot of background there, it gives you the ability to, kind of tweak it and move it around and get it to where you want it to be. I want a little less background on this side. I want a little more on this side. I don't want to cut my head off. So always try to use a picture that's not right up on your face. Okay. When you take that picture for that kind of a situation, try not to take something that's too close of a selfie, as far as you can get, so that you have a little bit of background to work with. It makes it a lot easier to compress it and put it in the little blocks or the areas you want to work with. Another thing, the one that says the view from my office. One of the things you want to always be promoting, right, is that our business, can be done from anywhere. So let me get a blank design. So if you're on vacation, take a really beautiful picture, something that's really tempting, like, sorry, come on, go all the way down. Okay, this is in a kind of jacuzzi tub thing. I got a couple of drinks going on there. And then you come back to your overlays. And you grab the view from my office, right? Or where'd it go? I know I have that one here. Sorry. The view from my office, this one here. So I don't want to take away from the picture by putting it into a block. I could use this block here, but instead I'm just going to put the view from my office. Okay. And here you could put the commit. You obviously, whenever you're talking about how much money you're making or things like because of paparazzi, you want to use the income disclosure. So you could create a social media post, use this as your main picture to get people's attention. And then in the text of the social media post, you put your income disclosure. And, because of paparazzi, I can be sitting here in this hot tub and still be making money, so that kind of deal. All right. Let me stop that again. So what else can I answer? Let me see. So I pay for, I pay for the pro plan because, I use it extensively for paparazzi and for my my other work, but it's free. So go in there, play with it for free, see where you end up as far as how much you use it, how much you don't use it, what you need from it. So there's a lot you can try without having to pay for it. So much you can try without having to pay for it. Okay. So I am, unless you guys have other questions, and mind you, I am always willing to help anyone. So you may have never had a conversation with me, but we're all Papa family, right? So if you ever get stuck and you need a one-on-one, because again, it's hard for you guys are looking at the items I've created and the ones that fit my life, but they may not fit what you're trying to get done. So if you have a project and you're like, it's just not working, feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. I am pretty available to just at least tell you, hey, maybe I can't work on this with you right now, but can we schedule it for a different time? Like I could be live. I mean, I am trying to go live every day. So I could be live and I can't help you at that moment, but I am willing to help you at any point. And what Jesse wrote about branding yourself, that is so important. If you look, I'm going to go back on that screen for a second. Share that. So if you look at my templates, my designs, you'll notice there's a theme that goes through almost everything. There's the flamingo, right? So I got the flamingo there. I pinkdiamondflamingo.com. I've registered that website. I made sure before I picked my name, I made sure it was available as a Facebook, a Twitter, an Instagram, and a Snap. So at Pink Diamond Flamingo, you're always reaching me. All right. The other thing is, you'll notice if I have pre-claims, this is the picture that gets their attention, that I have pre-claims. If I have one and dones, again, see all, you will notice that the last call is a flamingo. If I'm having a one and done sale, there's the flamingo. And it's, my customers love it. They love having that consistency. There it is. Join me now. There's a flamingo. They love being called the Pink Diamond Flamingo Divas. They have gone out of their way to buy every flamingo tchotchke that they can find because they love being connected to someone like that. Even my downline, I have flamingos in training, because this is, they know that if there's this post that I'm about to do some sort of training with them. So brand yourself. I picked the Pink Diamond Flamingo because it didn't say bling, it didn't say paparazzi, and it didn't say Ren's bling, because as a marketing student, I want something that it's paparazzi's been wonderful for me. But if for some reason tomorrow I was unable to do paparazzi, the Pink Diamond Flamingo is still my business name. Still my business name. pinkdiamondflamingo.com, still my business website, no matter what it is that I'm doing. Branding in this business, you have to look at yourself. Paparazzi is our product. Who are you? Who is your business? You have to look at yourself and design your business for yourself. So that is a very good point, Jesse. Because that's how we stand out from each other. Yes, we all have different inventory, but we stand out from each other because of our individuality, right? My customers come to me over maybe someone else, not just because of our products, but because you don't think I'm ever leaving. I probably will never leave. But at first, when you first start, you don't know, right? I didn't know that. I mean, Melissa can attest to this. I dabbled from May of 2019 until I went to EMP in February 2020. It was like a switch from, oh, I'm dabbling, I'm a discount consultant, to I'm a business person. So when you first start, and even if you need to pivot, right? Let's say you're relaunch with an identity. You don't have a store open down the street without a name and its own identity. It tries to make itself unique, right? Cumberland Farms is not the same as Stop and Save. And you know the difference between the two because they've branded themselves. They sell the same products. You go, you get gas, you go get a drink, but they are very different. Branding is very different for those two companies. So even though they sell the exact same products, same drinks, same gas, they're very different. So you want to have something that distinguishes you. You see a lot on social media, people asking in those like paparazzi graphic design groups, where they're like, oh, tune me. Great. Learn how to do it yourself because you want to control your look, your brand, pick colors that are unique to you. I kind of regret going. I mean, this color is my color. It's always been my color. Everything I've always had in my life has always been the hot pink and black and gray and silver. But I kind of wish I had branded my company with colors outside of paparazzi's, again, so that I could stand out. All right. Any questions? I don't want to talk you guys to death because I can talk. I'm a talker. Just saying. I really am.
Thank you so, so much. I appreciate you again. I'm gonna head out so I can do my live.
No, you go for it. Have a great live.
Honey, have a good night.
You too. All right, and I'm gonna let you guys go. So I've recorded this. I'm gonna stop the recording in a second. When I do that, I will download it. I will put it on my YouTube channel and I will put it back on Team Diamond Runners. If you guys, I also put one that I did last year. So that one was a little slower, I think, because I got to be careful. I don't know who's watching, like what the level is. So if you miss something today and you're like, whoa, she went a little too fast, try that one. Maybe that one was a little easier. And then again, reach out to me. I'm always willing to help. I'm going live too. I pushed it up to 8 o'clock, but I am going live tonight too. Because it's Spirit Day and today is On Watch, where it's Awareness Day. I picked On Watch. I'm going to do On Watch and I'm going to do Paparazzi Possible.
Very good cause. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Renata, for
Jenny.
your time. Thank you.
Thank you,
I know
guys.
I know we all learned a lot. I appreciate you, and hopefully people will go ahead and watch this replay once it gets uploaded.
No problem. Again, I'm sorry it had to be Zoom, but I couldn't share my screens on Facebook Live. So thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Appreciate
Everybody's
it.
going live. Bye.
Bye.